Hello, everybody. This has been a long time coming, but welcome to the finale of Dead or Alive. I didn't think that I would make it here, but here we are. We have a guest with us today. If you can see them posing, so it's a lovely way. Wherever they are,
She
they
held it
overlay in
for
the middle.
so long.
Yeah, I
Don't
thought that
worry,
you
I
were
can do
frozen
worse.
actually for a second, which is impressive. I'm going to do a recap of everything that has happened so far in the event that you have not seen all of our content, which would be completely reasonable given how long this campaign has lasted. But I'm going to let these lovely friends introduce themselves first. Layla, why don't you take it today?
Hello, I'm Layla Bamanziari. I use they, them pronouns and also Z's, theirs, or self pronouns, which is just like she, her, herself, but a little zestier. I'm going to be playing Gail Ramady, a little tiny mouse person. I mean, they're not super tiny, but they're short for sure. And their pronouns are she, they.
D.
Good evening, my lovely creatures of the dark. My name is Dee. I use any pronouns that make you feel the most like yourself. And tonight I will be playing Curtis Aloysius Walls with he, him pronouns.
Joel.
Hello, I'm Joel. I use they, them pronouns, just like my character, Raul Espada, who also uses they, them pronouns, and is a halfling that essentially cosplays as Aragorn.
Becca.
I am Becca Morgan. I use she, they pronouns, as well as my character Taha Moonriver, who is a magic person that doesn't have magic now, but wasn't supposed to really either before. Who knows? Who's to say? Will we ever find out why? Who knows?
And Dare.
Hi, everyone. I'm Dare. Pronouns she, they, they. You can find me on all parts of the internet over at Dare to Dream RPG. I'm just glad to be here. I'm going to be playing the lovely Cicely Dust, who is going to be totally fine and not cause any problems at all. No way whatsoever.
I am Max. I play everybody else. And I am going to give you, in a hopefully not too long-winded fashion, a recap of everything that has happened. And so in episode 1, we started with all of our friends in the city of Registoy, which is the capital of this world that I have created, just as the magic went out. Everyone around noticed that the magic had essentially disappeared from the air around them. No one was able to cast, utilize potions correctly, et cetera, in a way that they and their forefathers had all grown up leaning upon. As this disaster struck, emergency meeting was called, gathering of the Council of Mages, who govern as like the highest level governing body, like the president would be here. They talked about it. Looking out the window, we realized that there was something going on, something zombie-ish, something undead-ish happening outside. Chaos ensues as the city is slowly overtaken by undead. I referred to them as crickety crackety once, and no one has let that go. So we've been using that word for like 2 months. Yes, our players, having been gathered for various reasons to discuss with the mages, eventually split off to try to help people. And they end up fighting off undead on their way to the largest temple in town, which they board up. They help refugees inside. This is where they met Gail, who was supposed to be a guest and ended up just staying. Classic
The real virus
TTRPG
is me.
It was the mouse. This is where you first started examining bodies and determined that the root of the undeadedness might be related to a particular type of mushroom in the world, the God's Bane mushroom. From here, After a little bit of rest, we made our way back towards the city buildings where you had some discussion with the Mage of Ecology. Got some insight before you all decided to head to the stables, get yourselves a mount, and skip town. From there, we traveled down to Aishok, the biggest college town, a walled city that is surrounded by these mushrooms that grow up the wall. You went there to investigate, and we have been there ever since. We have been there ever since. You fought your way through the city to the university. You dealt with some student conflict of students that were keeping an undead kind of in for observation. You did some research on some samples that you took, then went further in your research in the funeral home, kind of began to piece things together as you went back to confront Dr. Fitz. And then we had a showdown in her office where you all killed her. That was smart. I still think about that all week.
To be fair, it was Raoul that killed her. I just didn't stop Raoul. And
yeah, give me the credit.
Everyone else was out of the room. I just want to be fair to Taha and Curtis, who really had nothing to do with it. It is partially my fault, mostly Raoul's fault. We love it.
Yeah, I like how the two people that maybe make up the height of one human person together decided to enact terror on one of the major villains of the campaign.
Half the height
that's normal.
of a regular person, but double the rage.
Yeah,
Think
so
we call that compensating?
in kind of overturning her office and going through her notes, you were able to discern quite a lot. Confirmed implication of one character of some kind of past with Curtis in some of the notes also found in the funeral home, Professor Dust, as well as the Mage of Agriculture were both implicated as accomplices in this plan to turn the living into the not quite living and to harvest their magic for some kind of larger selfish purpose of control and redistribution, and etc. You also realized that Taha's people were implicated not as an accomplice, but as an inspiration mythologically for everything that has gone on. And you have some maps that note important sites in the city where things might be happening or may have meant to be happening. And you heard from Fitz before she died that Professor Dust is on her way from wherever she was before this. I think that is everything. Did I forget anything? Cat.
No, that sounds
Okay.
Yeah,
sounds
that
like
sounds about
everything to me.
no,
Yeah.
that's all right.
Okay. Now,
We
if we were
accidentally
fancy,
psychologically tortured the students.
that's true. That's
Again,
yeah.
though, but
Her
that
body
was
fell.
me,
Her
though,
body fell from the window, and they all saw their professor's
did we
body
mention
drop
the
to the ground and went on
fire?
fire.
Yeah, did we mention
It wasn't a fall
Raoul
so much as
throwing
a
a Molotov
throw.
after the
out of
dead
out of
body?
yeah okay out of all of the things that you guys did that will have consequences, there's not going to be a mass fire because there isn't enough greenery in the inside of the city for it to catch beyond too far of where you lit it.
It's fine. I don't know what the problem is.
But yes, you all psychologically damaged a bunch of 20-somethings who were already stressed and
they're
screaming
in
at each
college.
other.
They were going to be traumatized anyway. Come on.
I
now.
don't know about that level of traumatized. But yeah, it's too late to turn back now. I believe we left off with
Let's just start the game over.
the city of Registrar. No. So yes, I believe we ended with the four of you meeting back up. And I don't know
We
if
went
your
to
plan.
get food.
We were in the
That was
grocery
what- that
store.
was-
Oh
we
yes, you
did
went.
go
You
get
went and restocked
food.
on food, and you got the
Mhm.
plan. I did forget something. You guys are cold. Yes, you met back up. You left. You went into a marketplace to restock on food, do some rest. The individual who helped you into the city from the guard came by with your mount and has been helping. My dog is clearly doing something wrong from what I hear outside.
Wow.
Has been helping people out of the city and asked you about the university if there were still people inside, to which you honestly said that there were. So more implications coming from there. But yes, the four of you are together. You are in this marketplace still where you have rested. The coming of Professor Dust is imminent. What are you doing?
Smoking.
Yeah, that checks out.
Eating.
You
I
guys
believe-
did that last week. We did all the eating and the resting.
I am still eating.
I believe I
Because
was
it's
having a
been a
panic
couple
attack in the
minutes.
corner.
JK. Gail is probably gonna turn to Curtis and be like, can I bum one?
Sure. And I'll pull out one of the Cubans and give it to Gail.
Thanks. Have to light it first.
That's an important part of it, yeah.
This I knew an apocalypse would be a shit show, but this is a lot.
You're telling me. Well, figure it was always a matter of time. Greedy mages with the power to shape the world. You're gonna fuck it up at some point.
Well, everyone, I'm guessing this accomplice is I can only think of the name Dr. Octopus right now. Dr. Fitz, the accomplice of Dr. Fitz, I imagine they're probably going to be at the school soon. Are we going to go try and find gonna go try to confront them?
I mean, yeah, we probably should.
Aye.
Do we think that's where they're gonna go? I mean,
Well, that's where we told the wall guards to send them.
that is true. I remember that. That was only a few minutes ago. How would I forget?
Yep.
Sometimes that
Feels
happens.
like we've been at this for months, so I get it.
Yeah.
It's been a very draining 4 days.
Less? 3?
Three?
2?
So 3, actually, I think it is.
3, about I think like 3. It's been 3
We've only
days.
fully slept twice. So yes.
Yeah.
It's true.
Oh,
Well,
I might
is there anything we want to do to prepare? Or is this kind
yeah,
of a thing that we
that's
just-
actually what I was gonna say. I'm going to actually I sort of carved out a spot that I can watch this all go down
yes,
from.
you did. You scoped it last week. Yeah.
And I plan on using it as like a I can be reinforcements. The three of you can Taha, you can talk magic science with the good professor, and I'll watch from afar.
I'm very good at talking.
And you see that Curtis is looking at you like, fuck, you're not good at talking. I needed you to be good at talking.
I can
Curtis,
try.
Well, yes, we can try. The issue that I have with this plan is that if things do go to shit, as they say, it's just that you're, and I don't mean to be rude, Taha, but I feel like Taha and I are not the most proficient battlers.
If it comes to killing them, I'll kill them. Don't worry.
We know that, Raul, and deeply appreciate that. Really, truly cannot explain how much I love that about you. But
I mean, I have this
we
broken
need more than
taser still.
one person.
Oh God.
The
I will
broken taser?
I will stay in the back.
So you're going to stay together, but you are going to bodyguard it and head up
I'll
the back.
I'll just stand near my entranceway and just like stand close to there, but still with the group.
Okay. Is there any other preparations that you all would like to make before you move out?
Yes, hello. Hi. I would like to look for alcohol beverages in this building.
Roll intellect. Roll a 9 or higher. I'll give you
6 on the dice.
So
That's any more points on this.
whoever was here took it with them, and for good reason.
Do you remember how many Molotovs I had?
You made quite a few of them at a point.
Cool.
You've only used you've used them pretty minimally.
I've only used one to torch the corpse of the lady in the eyes of the children. Teenage adults, young adults. There were adults in college.
Young minds.
Yes. They're not young anymore.
Yeah, I'd say you've made them at multiple points and you've only used one. You have plenty. You gotta have probably close to 10.
Cool. I'm gonna hand one to each of the other people. Actually, I'm gonna hand 2 to each of the other people if I have 10. So I'm gonna give Taha 2. I'm gonna give Curtis also 2, and then 2 to Gale, and I'm gonna keep the other ones, which means that I'm gonna keep 4.
As someone covered in fur, this does make me nervous, but
No, it's fine. It doesn't. You need to set it on fire before it becomes a weapon.
Yeah, how are we supposed to do that?
With your, do you not?
Well, I have a
lighter. Can I look for like a lighter in the building?
I'm pretty sure you guys have matches or had access to matches.
I have a tinder box, like one of them camping gear tinder
boxes.
But
isn't that a thing that you use at college a lot? A tinder box.
No.
Tomato.
Oh,
I'm gonna go grab some of the countertop lighters.
You've got that, no problem. Yeah,
I'm just gonna hand one for everybody that needs it. So just Taha, because I think everybody else has a need for lighting things in fire at some point or another.
Does there happen to be any dead crickety crackities around,
or alive ones,
or alive ones that could be made dead?
Define around. Like, how far are you willing to? How far are you willing to branch out and look?
That is
on
such
the
a
way?
good question.
Like, because we're not near the
store. On the way.
We could hunt down a crickety crackety if we needed to.
So yeah, you guys did want to go close to the location. So you're not too far from the university. And at least in your line of sight, I won't make you roll for that. There are no bodies on the ground. So if you want one, you can go look for one, but you're going to have to go out of your way.
I think getting some more of the magic goo stuff is a good idea.
I can track us a couple corpses. Easy.
I believe that. But I want to make this open for discussion in case anyone is like, let's not go find Crickety Crack.
No, I mean, I think we can take our time getting there. If we miss her, we miss her.
Not that important.
Curtis, I do have to say, I'm a little confused. Your attitude right now is very different from your attitude in past things, and I'm just curious what it is about this specific context that makes
No idea
you
what you're
not
talking
want to
about.
be there.
No clue what you
Well,
mean.
it's just I don't mean to be offensive, but you are typically a more confrontational person, and you're being very non-confrontational about this one individual, and I am confused about that change.
Yeah, I don't have any clue what you mean in particular. I'm just trying to think tactically, make sure that nothing bad happens.
Okay, can I try to see through deception? I'm
You
trained in
guys,
seeing
why don't
through
you
deception.
guys D20 roll off for me? If you have like an edge in intelligence, you can go ahead and add it.
Okay, incredible.
Roll
I rolled
thing.
horribly, so don't even worry about it. I got a 16.
You got a 16?
Yes.
I got a natural 1. So,
Yeah, you see right through those lies, Gail.
I think Gail is just gonna be like, you know what? I guess it's really none of my business. But they're going to be like, okay, Curtis, you don't have to tell me who this person is or what's going on. But we need you there. So I don't want you to be scoping out from afar. I think it's important that you're there with us. I understand that this situation, it seems like it might be uncomfortable for you. However, it is a zombie apocalypse, so we're all a little bit uncomfortable.
You're right. You're right. Yes, I will be there. And I'll have my Sentinel staff in hand. It'll go fine.
All right.
Okay, thank you. Good.
So, you are attempting to track down some bodies and then heading back to the school.
I will hunt down some crickety crackies. I am trained in perception, tracking, climbing, running, assessing danger, identifying,
I know
etc.
you're trained in everything regarding this.
Yes.
You can roll. I'm going to lower the difficulty of this 2 levels of what it should be. So you need a level 2 success, a 6 or higher.
15 on the dice, so 16
Okay.
total.
So, if you recall, last time we talked about this, I was saying how the streets are weirdly clear of bodies, and you didn't really understand why. But you put together some of the notes that you had read about like everything being mapped out somehow. And so you veer in your quest to just like dart out and grab one towards the building that is marked as like the gathering area, the gathering zone. And there are a ton of them. Some of them are like still standing. Like there are some that are actually still up. But there are also like bodies on the ground that have like concentrated more towards this area. You can grab a few of them if you would like to try to harvest some arcane goop.
I would very much like to.
Okay. Y'all have done this before. I will give you, if you guys, are you guys in a hurry? How much time are you willing to spend on this? Bargain with the devil.
I kind of want to, I think we're in a little bit of a hurry, but I want to, we don't have to be if no one else feels like we're in a hurry.
I would say if we take like an hour, because like we heard that theoretically the accomplice would arrive like the next day or something, like in the next day or so, and this is still that same.
I think what you heard is that like she was on her way.
Yeah, so we don't know specifics, so we could just like spend.
You
a bit
also
of time.
stopped, rested.
We didn't do a long of a rest though.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'll just ate some snack us and that's it. I mean,
okay,
it's up to you.
So once again, how long are you willing to spend on this time wise?
I think
there isn't like a wrong answer. I just
no, it feels like we're in a test.
Hour, and I'm willing to say an hour.
How many
an hour?
How many crickety crackities can we gut in an hour?
I have. I'm gonna roll dice for this. I'm gonna say
cost?
if you're all working on your own bodies, you're gonna be able to do 1d4 of body per hour that you dedicate because you have to literally cut open a corpse. If you're gonna work together, I will make it 2d4 an hour, but obviously you get less rolls because it'll have to be 2 and 2.
I can cut open my own body.
Yeah.
I don't understand, but if one of these options lets me make Taha and Curtis spend more time together alone, I'll take it.
I can't make that happen for you. Only 2 people can make that happen
for
you. And the fact that this has perpetuated so many episodes is
ridiculous. Can you come over here and help me cut open this body in this secluded corner?
Okay, so teams. So teams.
Yes. Just pull off my
teams wasn't an option, but that's the option we're taking.
If Raul wants it, I have to let it happen. So
sorry. As long as I have at least some power to push my ships onto people, I will. I grew up in fandom. This is what I do. Shut up.
I'm gonna roll the dice now for how many vials you can get. So
they ran off by themselves again.
Okay, so
very suspiciously and awkwardly. There's got to be something going on between the two.
Oh, wow. You guys are doing great.
Oh, go team.
You both different numbers, but same results. You both will harvest 5 vials each.
That is so good.
That's the same number of Molotov.
This was totally worth it.
Yeah, 100%.
Worth it.
This is like per team, so 10 total, not 20.
Okay,
it's a great number.
Do you just want 5 each?
I mean, I don't know if Curtis
I
wants
think we're
any.
the only. Oh, I don't know who else. I didn't know if Curtis uses magic.
I
We'll
don't
never
use
know.
magic.
Do you want one just for fun? You could try. Have you ever tried?
Have you tried? Good question.
First one's free.
I would like one of my Molotovs back, please. No, I'm actually not gonna take the Molotov away from you, just in case the magic doesn't work.
Okay.
I don't know what shenanigans certain individuals around here might throw at us.
Who's to say?
Okay.
I resent
So-
the
But I
term
think it
shenanigan.
would be 5-5, right? Because I don't think
Yeah.
Curtis does Curtis use magic? I don't know. I think he's just a really attractive werewolf person.
Yeah, I will say
Which I
Curtis
guess
is
all just the first half was useless because it was a werewolf person, and I don't think I've ever seen a werewolf person that wasn't attractive.
yeah. What like Curtis like has like in terms of like shifting ability is it's like intrinsic to like
Themselves.
his existence. Like even with all the magic in the world drained, like it wouldn't change your DNA. Only mushrooms could do that, apparently. So that is why that works. Yes. Let's refocus. Let's head to the university. Let me know where you are standing your ground, where you're defending your flag.
I guess at that one area that Curtis pointed out that to have the guard send them. Right?
I think Curtis just said like to send her to the university. I don't think there's. I'm like giving you the offer if you want to go in a specific room, on a specific floor. You can go wherever you want. If there's nothing specific, you're welcome to just like take some random empty classroom and call it.
We could go to the cafe again. Make more coffee.
Yes,
will not
please
drink
waste your extremely
coffee,
limited.
but if anyone wants to use any of their magic supply to make coffee, I will not stop them.
Why would you need coffee? We have alcohol.
Also, is there not coffee in this grocery store?
There was, but you left.
That's accurate.
I don't know. I feel like somewhere that like we can see. Can you figure out what you're doing? Thank you.
I'm sorry, I will. I'm
No,
sorry.
sorry. No,
Haha,
her.
why are you yelling at us?
Sorry.
Listen, I'm sorry, okay?
Somewhere that like we can see like a main entrance, which is why I was thinking that main cafe area, since we can see like the main entrance of at least that part of the university, and that's like I assume it's decently-ish, defensible-ish. There's a counter.
Yeah, it's
What
yeah.
does that mean? Yeah.
So
if anyone else
Yes,
has any
a
input,
counter.
please
I mean,
talk.
You can-
It's true.
no.
There is a counter.
you can all take your place there. There's the occasional in and out of like another person who's like within the university building. Though their like exhaustion definitely seems to be like kicking up the students that are like still alive in here. The rescue team has not yet made it to this point, given they're trying to cover the whole city, and this is like the largest undertaking for them will be this. And you know,
I will make coffee without using magic. I will try. Taha will
You'll
attempt to
light
use a
it and
tinder
boil it.
box.
No, you guys got lighters. You don't need magic for like they're lighters.
Taha will attempt
Like,
to use a lighter.
Yeah, you can use a lighter. I think you'll live. You can make some traditional coffee, and you guys kind of camp out there, waiting for the next piece of the puzzle, the last piece of the puzzle to come.
What does the cafeteria look like in relation to the entrance?
Can you clarify that question?
What is the geography of the
Okay,
cafeteria,
so, yeah.
and where's the entrance in relation to the cafeteria?
if you like poke your head out of the cafe, you can see the main entrance to the building, like down the hallway.
Okay. Well, then in that case, I'm going to lock the doors so they can't be closed. Like just block them open. I'm gonna open the doors, and I'm gonna keep them open by blocking them from closing. Or
Okay.
words
You're
that are
gonna prop
English
them
and work
open.
good.
Yeah.
Yes, that's it. I'm
The
gonna do
fan
that.
on your hair is so cinematic. I can't stop looking at it.
Thanks. I'm gonna do that, and then I'm going to position myself and as far away from the doors into the cafeteria as I can, where I still get a good shot down at the doorway. Heard there was a counter too. I don't know how the counter.
Yes, there
plays
is a
into
counter.
with my particular height. I am short. I might just sit on the counter and watch the door. I don't know. I don't know
All
the
right.
angles.
I
Yeah.
love to picture Raoul's. It's just Raoul's eyes above the counter.
I can see that.
Just like in some video games, you can shoot over the counter. It's just a bow and arrow sticking over the top.
Yes.
That's what I'm gonna do. After that, it'll just be whatever works.
Tonight, in the midnight hour, the door of the school creaks open for the first time since you have arrived. And inside, you can hear footsteps that one of you may find familiar, but that all of you are expecting. Cicely Dust, what do you look like today?
Those footsteps you're hearing in particular, are the very deliberate clacking of heels as Cicely stands in heels, let's say 6'3". Why not? Round, circular glasses hiding her eyes. I think she's wearing a very simple, still dressed for the occasion, which is, zombies. So still dressed, ready to murder, but with heels for fashion and fun. You hear the slight dragging behind her of just a saber, and just maybe the spinning of a old revolver, almost as if idly is like playing with a stim toy of just spinning the barrel, just so you know.
So yes, you hear essentially the sounds of villainy.
I just want to make it very clear that Layla is in love with Cicely.
That might cause some problems, but we'll get to that momentarily. Do we have D right now?
The camera seems like it's being incredibly mean to them.
I don't know if I want to proceed with this if she's not here, and I might say that we should take our break early. If we can't have this confrontation with the full group.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's take our break now. We'll pop back in and continue this in a little bit. Hi. Hi. We are back. We have reacquired our D. We are ready, I presume, to jump back into the action. The now unfrozen Professor Dust has arrived in the University of Uvala. Heel clicking down the hallway, saber dragging behind her. You all heard her come in.
As soon as I see her enter, I'm going to inform the others that a new player has entered the arena.
All I can think about is Raul, who's been like sitting behind like a desk with their crossbow for like multiple hours, just staring at the door, unblinking, waiting for someone to come inside.
Somebody's here.
Right.
Yeah, she's here.
Remind me of the plan that we totally discussed while we were waiting here for who knows how long.
If
Very
she's
similar.
bad, Molotovs, magic, arrows, bullets.
I wish
Yeah.
you the best of luck in that. I suggest we open just with a conversation. See what she knows. She probably won't. I was gonna say, Gail, she might like you, but I don't think she'll like any of you. Not in like a her list of people she likes is not the longest thing in the world. Oh God, am I gonna have to talk to her? Curtis looks like
Okay.
actively like jittery at this point.
The clock is ticking because this woman has places to be and does not know that you're here. So
Okay,
make a
we
move
have
or
10
don't.
We have 10
Taha's
clacks of the heel.
Yeah. Taha's moving.
Yeah, I'm
I-
following and I'm like, okay, come on guys, let's go.
I'm trailing behind because I am a ranged person. Actually, I'm going to be up close with my sword because the others are squishy and need protecting.
Yes, so this gang of rapscallions skids in front of you, Breakfast Club style, essentially, out from this side room in the corridor of this floor that you presume to be mostly empty, if not empty. Curtis, are you with them? Or are you staying in the cafe?
Yeah, I'm with them. I'm in the
Including
back.
Curtis.
Oh. Hello, everyone. And Curtis, how are you doing, my dear?
Well, there's kind of an apocalypse going on, so I've been better.
Yeah. You normally are doing great. I mean, you're so good at looking out for yourself. I didn't expect you to have a group of friends. Is
Are-
that what you call your little ragtag
Are
group
we
here?
we starting already? We're gonna just open with that.
Curtis has
I
been
mean, is that how you say
really
hi to your
great.
ex-wife?
Oh. I look at Taha.
I look back so confused.
I'm looking at
I am also, for the record, also looking at Taha and just looking at the three of them.
Lord.
I pat
It's just how
Taha on the
instant
back.
that was.
I pat
That was
Taha on the
just
back.
so instant.
you-
Because it's instinct.
Professor Dust. Professor Dust. Hi. My name is Taha Moonriver. I'm from the Department of Magical Emergencies. We'd love to ask you a few questions. Stop looking at me.
Something all right, dear? Doing okay?
Yes, I'm quite fine.
She's probably going through a lot right now. It's fine.
Yeah, it's the whole apocalypse thing.
Yes.
Yes. So
It feels like the end of the world, I'm sure.
I'm so confused. Hi.
To you, Cecily, this is like the equivalent of like if you were the president of the United States, this is like, hi, like I'm the White House intern. Essentially.
Understandable. So, you have questions for me. I will be honest, I don't have all day, so
Oh, yes. I know you don't. You're probably going to meet someone. But we have a lot of questions, especially revolving around the Godsbane mushroom, I would say, and this whole situation we have outside with the crickety crackities.
is that the name you're going with?
It's sort of
Yes.
it just that's what
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of what's been used. I know that people around here typically do zombie.
Yes, that would be, I'd say, a more operative term, but we can go with
Well, wait, sorry. I believe
No,
the term that
it's-
you are
it's-
all referring to them as were transporters, and I hold up Dr. Fitz's book.
A book you've seen many times, and you are very familiar with why these people have it. You have no idea.
I'm curious about that book.
Oh, same.
Yes. Do you happen to stumble upon it?
No.
Yeah. No, I would say we
Yes?
stumbled.
Well, stumbling did probably. Yeah, stumbling occurred.
So I assume you're going to ask me about it, or you haven't really asked a question yet, dear.
Yeah, sorry. What the fuck?
I would echo that question and maybe add
Sorry, I suppose if you're looking for a more reasonable question, stopping it? How?
See, that's not really I really don't want to answer that question, actually, and I'm a little concerned as to the nature of how that book was acquired now. Um, I don't suppose something has happened to the dear doctor.
No, of course not. Why would it have?
Seemed to be a little bit of a crack in your voice, dear.
Oh,
Curtis.
yes.
Curtis? Thank you.
Yes.
Did something happen to the dear doctor?
I have no idea what happened to Dr. Fitzgerald. I wasn't in the room at the time. But Cicely, I get that you're very driven, but ending the world, really?
Ending the world is sort of a misnomer. I'll be honest, as that's not really the end goal. We had things we were going to do, things in motion. This wasn't obviously the end state of things, and driven sounds a little pointed. I'd say ambitious, goal oriented, but we can have that discussion later. Once again, I need to ask, and I think I just sort of look at Gail and Raul, who haven't said nearly as much. Do you know what happened to the dear doctor?
Well, that's a good question. And I think I understand why you're asking that question. However, what happened to one person versus what has happened to the entire world? I feel like one of those is more priority. So I guess we're speaking about being goal oriented. My question for you would be, what goal were you orienting towards, and how does it relate to what's okay? I didn't think it was that funny. I wasn't trying to be funny in the way I was asking that.
But it was.
It was really funny.
What? It's just the word. Okay. And what how does that shape up to how things are currently going on? Because I don't excuse my short-sightedness. I wear glasses for a reason. I don't really understand where the good of what is like a bunch of people dying with in a very horrific and undying in a very horrific way, like what positives that leads to.
See, short-sightedness is a very apt way of describing that. Because, as you'll know, it's all a game of numbers. And while unfortunate, some eggs need to be cracked. And unfortunately, you have happened to crack the egg of a very important person in all this. Think architecture. You don't kill the architect because they make things that help so many more. And that's what it appears that you seem to have done. And I shoot a look, I think, despite the glasses being on. I think you can feel the gaze being centered on Raul, who still hasn't said anything. And I find that interesting.
Raul currently is like samurai grip on his sword, like just ready to slice at the first. Like
Raul
keeping
is
quiet is all he can do to not mess things up for everybody else in the group right now.
Raul is more of an individual of action rather than word. If you're wondering why there's some silence there.
Before we get too far away with it, you said that we potentially may have dealt with an architect that does no problems ever, but have you ever heard of the term of hostile architecture? Because architecture can be very hostile at a lot of times and be no good for really anyone or civilization really as a whole, depending on the architecture.
That is a good point, Taha. Just because you're building something doesn't mean you're building anything good.
I would agree to disagree there.
Oh, well, good. But, I mean...
So if
building-
she...
No, you go. Go on.
If she was the architect, then where does that put you?
Consultant.
You know, consultant to the apocalypse is a job title I could see you having. So I guess I can't be too surprised by that.
Well, I mean, do you want to steal that job from me as well?
Mm. So the issue with you being chief security officer is you do things like this and you have no exit plan. I was hoping you'd be able to tell us how to fix this, but there's no fucking off button, is there?
I think she does take a moment of pause, actually.
And let me know if you need my
I would-
interference at any
I
time.
would like to ask, is there an off button?
I can take
Um,
off my headphones.
I won't, but say.
If you also need to whisper me anything, I'm fine.
I'll take off my
I-
headphones, but look at the
I-
subtitles.
I trust everybody not to meta. Like, are we good?
Well, I just wanted to.
If you want to be dramatic and take your headphones off, I'm about to explain this in 5, 4, 3,
I will
2,
always be dramatic.
1, explaining. So I can't believe 3 of my players really took their headphones off for this. That's hilarious. So essentially, the most horrible vital flaw of this group that you're working in, it's not that they're not smart enough and not that they're not capable enough. These are probably the most smartest and capable women in the entire world. The problem is, as with many people, is hubris. Is you never thought that this would ever go wrong. So there are ways to make things stop in the small scale. Like you could effectively, like, you could get rid of the virus or whatever you want to call it in this city. You could do it one stop at a time, but there is no big red button that turns this off. This was your all or nothing that you all worked on for God knows how long. And it had to happen and there was no turning back.
Perfect.
Wow, that was so informative and great.
Max, I love
Yeah,
your
you
world
learned
building
some-
and storytelling.
Oh,
Yeah,
thank you.
Top notch.
after this show, I really want to like at like some random stream time get like Chris on here and just do like Max Exposed about like how I made this place.
So I think at the off button sentence, I do take a minute. Go. The problem isn't if things went right, we wouldn't need an off button, you see.
Okay. That doesn't okay, so that doesn't, so what you're saying, what I'm hearing is that there isn't an off button, but you didn't create it because you were like, well, everything's going to go according to my plan because it's not like anyone else in this universe has any agency or wit or smart to figure out anything else I'm doing. I'm sorry. You know what? That was a little rude.
I mean, we did have
I'm just
people
a
that
little
were
bit angry.
capable and smart, and it still didn't work according to plan.
Mm-hmm.
And this is why the off button happens to be a bit of a problem. Now, small scale, are there things that can be done? Probably. But you don't really fix something that went this wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what I'm confused about, your plan didn't go correctly. Yes, what I'm hearing based on what you're saying is that you think that not fixing this is still better for you than fixing this.
Clean slate.
I mean, it's not a clean slate when you're the one that's doomed the world. It's a clean slate once that the whole issue then theoretically is dealt with.
I mean, who'd say I can't use my my talents, as it were, to help fix things after the slate's finished being cleaned. This is the sort of rough part. If I were to use an allegory, let's call it laundry. Currently, we're cleaning up the rough parts, but it'll be nice and clean soon.
What needs to be cleaned from the slate? What's dirtying it?
And this is why I can't get into this argument with you. Because you, once again, short-sighted. We were trying to future-proof.
I'm going to give you some insight. I think Gail in particular. No, this is fine. You guys can all hear. This is just like a perspective thing. Gail, you specifically, you grew up, your parents doing excavation, then your diverse studies, and then your life in the temple has essentially been dedicated to helping people. And what she is saying specifically to you is so like you can't compute it because you don't know what it's like to not care what happens to people you don't know. You've always cared. And she just doesn't.
And so now I understand that.
Yeah, it's clicked to you that there is inherent difference between this person and you that will never level.
I just realized there are bad people in the world.
Just now.
Like really realized it.
That explains a lot.
Curtis will say, for God's sake, Cicely, what was the point? Just to rule over everything, to make another mageocracy, but this time you're in charge, or whoever's in charge. You say you're a consultant, so that means you're not the one who put this all together in the first place.
The answer to this was in the book.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I know.
Okay.
I don't think Taha
I wanted to make sure that you're not asking because you don't know. Okay.
Yeah.
For me, do you mind saying what was in the book?
Yeah, so the purpose
sorry.
The purpose of this was basically to it's pretty classic in a way. It's like I want to reimagine the world in my image. In a place where like magic is so essential and everyone just has it. It isn't like special, and no one ever thought of it that way. You three felt until you did, and this was essentially an attempt to completely like restructure power in like the world that you all live in, to give this thing that makes life so easy and so wonderful to people who like deserved it.
I got it. Okay, perfect. I mean, you remember how things were. Do you remember how easy everything was and has been? And when things are that easy, I hate to say it like this, but people who really deserve it and people who really work hard don't necessarily get their fair share.
Right, because this whole thing and ordeal historically has never gone wrong the previous times that this whole siphoning the magic thing has been attempted. Historically, there's nothing ever bad has happened.
Historical precedent only is used to help improve. Seeing the mistakes others have made, and we had finally had it figured out. And yet it still had complications.
Yeah.
What
the only real complication being that Dr. Fitz is dead.
Complications.
You kind of had this, yeah.
What do you think makes people deserve good things?
People who work hard deserve good things.
Okay, well, I think working hard is great when you're working towards something that's good for people. You seem to only work towards destruction and literally making life awful for others. And therefore, I mean, kind of by my accounts, the only thing you deserve is to rot in the ground. Like, you would be more of a contribute to society by being like soil for flowers than what you have done.
Curtis will look at Cicely and take the glasses off and say, "Since when do you think hard work means someone deserves what they get?" And will put his fingers in his pocket over top his security, like his chief security officer badge. That must be new.
I've had time to, I'd say, grow and better myself. Do you have something you need to say, Curtis?
Were you always like this? Did I just not see this?
We all see what we want to see, dear.
Or it is hot lady who truly like makes man blind. Happens to the best of us. Happens to the best of us.
Absolutely. It's just tall lady, he. No such thing as a red flag. Am colorblind.
Well, when they're that tall, it's hard to get perspective, you know?
Horrendous.
The red flag was all the way up there.
True.
So let me get this straight. Your idea to fixing a power imbalance was to make that power imbalance larger.
Yeah,
you
most
thought
of the people who died were
killing
people who didn't have any
everybody.
resources.
You do realize that the strong and powerful are the ones who are going to be more easily protected. They're going to ask the weak, the ones who have to actually work every day of their lives. They are the ones who are going to be put on the line for people like you.
I mean, look at yourselves. You've all survived. So maybe there's truth to this. I don't know necessarily what all of you were doing before this, but you're here, and maybe you deserve to be.
Clearly have bad judgment on who deserves to live and who deserves to die, considering the fact that your architect is dead.
You know, this isn't the first time I've dealt with a high and mighty individual who has the gall to look at me and say, deserve. It was a magic user who killed my wife, even though she woke up every day and went to work to make ends meet for our family. Did she deserve to die for people like you? Was she not worthy of this so-called plan of yours? You don't get to decide for anybody. You're just exactly like the people you claim to be better than. Just another trash person trying to manipulate power who doesn't deserve the oxygen they breathe.
Yeah. Me and Raul are a little bit on the same page here, but what's important right now is that we figure out how to fix this together, despite the fact that I don't want to work with you. I'm willing to do that if it makes things better for other people.
I think there's a very pointed pause in all of this. I don't know how much she's actually hearing what you say, or if she's just.
Yeah, I can turn this into a role if that's what y'all want, but since this is like real people having a conversation and not like me as an NPC, you are also welcome to come to that decision on your own.
I think ultimately there is a sort of knowing that she's lost a little bit in that losing fits does make some of this more annoying as a problem.
Mm-hmm.
And as much as Curtis is Curtis, I don't want to have to like get into a fight with him, like a physical altercation. This would not be fun. So I think for now, sure. I think she just looks at all of you, like, and what happens after we fix this, so to speak?
Well, what do you want?
Am I allowed to just walk free and continue doing what I do?
I don't like the
It's
idea
what
of
you're
it,
best at.
but if it means you'll work with us and fix this, I'm willing to let it happen. That's called working for the greater good.
Will you try to stop the apocalypse to save your own hide?
See, I mean, I was essentially given parole, so that means I can always try this again another day. There's a very real Lex Luthor vibe to this. So absolutely, I still come out on top.
I want to explain like the full consequence of this action before you make the decision.
Mm-hmm.
There is a very specific plan in place here. You can still make it happen. Without the doctor, it is much more difficult because there's a lot of this operational stuff that, if not stored in that book, was stored in her brain. You currently have access to neither.
Okay.
But it paying off is a very, very high reward. This was a high risk, high reward operation, to understate it. You can agree to stop it under the promise of you being able to walk free at the end of this. But that also implicates you with the third accomplice, who is not only still alive, but is very high ranking in the government.
Forgot about the third accomplice.
With the permission of my team members, and this is only if they agree, I think we'd also be willing to give you the notebook.
Oh,
If that
no,
makes a difference. No?
absolutely
Okay,
not.
cool.
I will flat out refuse that one. My
Cool.
people were doomed of a life with no magic because of this exact nonsense that you've brought about again, and have honestly failed even worse than he did. It's honestly kind of hilarious how badly you've done when history did it better, and still it came out shitty. I just think it's quite hilarious.
I think you can feel just a glare piercing through you, but no words are said.
So yeah, no, this is going to burn like that doctor's body.
I'd
I have
recommend
to
not
agree
doing
with
that.
Taha. We don't give the keys to the car to the drunken person.
I see. The thing is, kind of need that for what I'm planning still.
Oh, but we're planning on how to stop it together,
Exactly.
right?
I think
Yeah.
I think you need the tools in order to help fix the problem.
Oh, I'm not saying I burn it now. I say the second the problem's fixed, it's gone.
Am I not allowed to look at it?
Oh, you
Before
can
that?
look at it. I'll hold it for you as you look at it. I'll flip the pages. Each individual one. If you want, I'll run my finger over each
I will
word as
walk
you
over to
trail along.
Taha. Okay. I think
Taha's gonna read you a bedtime story called Science.
we're getting to the point where this is going to quickly become less helpful than we need it to be to make this work. I will hold the book, and you flip through it to whatever page you need to see, but it stays in Taha's possession after that. Does that work?
See, I forgot completely about the other accomplice, and now my brain is like, how can I spin this into a win for me?
Like it's not a definitive win or loss, and ultimately it's probably not something that we will actually get to
Of course.
in depth. It's another high risk, high reward chance that you have to figure out if you want to take.
I think I can spin this. I think there's absolutely a way that hero of the world, Cicely Dust, can help spin this. You know, I don't know how much. This becomes a PR war off screen. It's fine.
If it helps your decision, if Taha will give me the book,
I will look at Curtis.
Trust. I'm not asking you to trust her. Just trust me.
I don't think Curtis wants the world to end.
I take a couple steps back to give Taha and Curtis some space.
I will look confused at Raoul and take the book. Then I'll go over to Cicely, and under my breath, I will say to her, "You said 3, so there's another one, right? What if they're just gone before this is all fixed?" And I'm just staring at her.
I think I think that the silence is it's a very pointed silence again.
Yeah, you can cut the tension. The other 3 of you seeing this, you did not hear what Curtis said, but there is like such a strong, hearty look exchanged, and like so many unspoken words that it's like almost uncomfortable.
I take a step back to give Curtis and Cicely some space.
I think she takes her glasses off and like looks you in the eyes. Now, getting rid of them isn't out of the cards necessarily. Max, I'm going to ask, how easy, difficult would it be to just,
I am the head of
And-
security for where I presume it's someone that works at the governmental building.
We
Yeah.
know who
I'm
it is,
assuming.
right?
Yeah, it's the Mage
It's
of
the-
Agriculture. You guys.
Okay, yeah. So
Yeah. How easy would it be? You're looking to take down the mage, or you're looking to end the events of apocalypse here, or
if I take down the mage and then end the apocalypse, I think I come across looking pretty well. And I think that is the thing I can absolutely spin later in life. I think at this point, Cicely is more worried about self-preservation. I think
Absolutely.
considering.
I would say with this group of people, and like the state of the mages where y'all left them wasn't phenomenal. They were pretty divided, arguing, and all of them still magicless, like pretty much everyone else around, due to how this apocalypse has functioned. It would probably be in your combined knowledge, like the mages, like 1 to 2 attendants, plus them versus you all. And Curtis, Cicely, you don't, that you do have some magic ability because you have the vials. It's limited, but existent.
Curtis, how about I help you save the world, and maybe we'll just clean up that problem and I'll be on my way. I'll live peacefully. You can live peacefully. Doesn't that sound like a wonderful deal?
Curtis will stare at you there's a good minute of, and you've seen this before, it's close to the full moon, so a lot of the natural features are very wolf-like. And it's giving sad puppy boy BF energy. And Curtis looks at you and just goes, "Tell me when you need to flip the page," and opens the book.
I think with that, she just looks at like 3 or 4 pages in particular. It's like, all right, I'm good for now. Yeah, I think maybe we should deal with the architect as well. Not the architect, the Mage of Agriculture. My apologies.
There. And then we get some kind of punitive justice for this whole mess. And we can start fixing this and put it back.
So, is everyone on board for stopping the apocalypse now? That's what's happening?
Raul is going
have
to
always been on board for that.
Raul is going to warn Cicely that if he catches any funny business, he's going to do to her what he did to her accomplice.
I will try to be better than I was last time and make sure that if we see funny business, we investigate and then kill. Investigate, then murder. Like a little, just one step above cops investigate and then murder.
Yeah, these
I
two,
will,
you wouldn't think it, Cicely, but like these two really like ran your like closest friend like through it wasn't good cop, bad cop. It was bad cop, bad cop. It was
It was
Yes,
more
it
like
was-
bad
it was
cop,
pretty brutal.
negligent cop.
To be
Pretty bad.
fair, however, they are responsible for the deaths of hundreds of people across the entire world. So, I mean, they kind of asked for it, to be fair.
I will return the book to Taha, and
Bad cop,
I'll
worse cop is very accurate.
I'll say kind of under my breath in response to Gail and Raul and say, you probably wouldn't see her do it.
Hey, I've got better eyes than most people think. I mean, I've noticed a few things.
Sure.
I want to
I've
lay
got-
the cards on the table for what needs to happen next. As this has once again gone in a direction that I didn't even contemplate.
Us killing the mage.
I didn't contemplate you guys being able to work together. That like wasn't in the card. Given like I just
you
get
had
home from
picked-
work and inevitably fall asleep every day, so maybe not that much contemplate. But I thought about.
I think if you had given us like maybe 90% of all other TTRPG players, that wouldn't have happened. But you gave us Dare, so I mean,
That's
come on.
true. I mean, there was only
is the-
one choice. There was only one choice for this role.
Like-
It was Dare or it was nobody.
Listen, I as a player,
I
I was
guess like if
I was
Erica
gonna be like, you know
Ishii
what?
wants to come like be my guest, they would be welcome to, but probably not going to happen. So
If I
it's the
had
only
been in
choice.
Raul's shoes,
Company.
I would have sided with Sicily. I'm just saying. I mean,
There's something about when you when you make an actual person play a villain and it's not just an NPC that the
Mhm.
GM is doing, that makes you want to work with the villain.
Oh, so you can
You don't know
blindly hate
why.
me.
Yeah, that's your job.
Yes.
It's your
Uh-huh.
job for us to hate you sometimes.
Yeah.
But Dare didn't do anything wrong.
You're right. And
Also,
I want
to
that.
be
I'm
fair-
gonna clip that for later.
to be fair, I didn't
What have you
agree
done?
to the let Sicily walk part of the deal. Just I was
Nope.
strategically
Curtis is
quiet,
sure-
so-
But if that
Curtis
slipped,
is
that
sure
slipped.
trying to breeze past that.
yeah.
Definitely trying to give no one an opportunity to fight by just moving the conversation along.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm going to outline if you want to confront the Mage of Agriculture in a physical altercation,
I can assassinate him.
and then work to end this from the capital, from the
So-
capital outward. This is what
What I was before you go on that, but what I was personally proposing was more of a we do what we can here, and then like that's epilogue adventure that happens off screen. That's what I was imagining, because I assume what we do here isn't gonna like and everything's fixed and everyone's back. Like it's still gonna take some time to come back. And in that time of like the world rebooting,
We
This
come
guy's
back
just
for a
gone
one
before
shot
it's
and we
done.
murder the.
I gotta
mage.
say, I do have another
Yeah, it can-
proposition as well for like a
Hmm.
way to wrap this, which is quite simply, I tell y'all to trust me. I simply just like in a moment of like discussing plans, just like I have a gun. I do the thing guns do, you know. And then I'm out like the wind. I just disappear.
Well, the problem is I am mechanically
Interesting.
unable to be surprised, so that wouldn't
that's
work.
true.
Raul, the last individual standing.
I will say that
I meant on the mage, not on you guys.
let me
Yeah, fair enough.
let me like just put this stuff on the table. Realistically, I'm not pulling any punches. Either thing that you do will require some of it to be left to like this is what happens in the aftermath. You
Mhm.
can't fix. You can ruin the world in one day, but you can't fix it in one day. That made me feel so wise just now.
You are very wise.
You could fix what's going on here and like prepare to like move on and tackle everything later. That would involve going to what the gathering site is, you will then deal with some implications of things that you have done in this town, and you will be put in more physical danger this way. Or you can go to the capital and deal with the mage. In that case, you either need your mount back, or you need to waste some of those vials to teleport back to the capital, which is going to cost you. However, to kill the mage of agriculture with one of their most trusted allies with you will be less physically dangerous for you. Because if my best friend walked in the room, even with a bunch of people I didn't know, I would immediately trust him. There is nothing he couldn't do. So either way, there is like mechanical things that like will happen afterwards, but you have two routes and you are welcome to take either one of them. Or Cicely could disappear, but yeah, Raoul literally can't be surprised.
I think I want to stop the world from that. Gail's first instinct is let's stop the world from ending, and then we can do PR stuff.
Yeah.
I don't dislike it. It's no point in leaving here doing something and then obviously we players wouldn't do this, but leaving here doing something then coming back just logistically doesn't.
And we still have yet to truly pay for the consequences of the actions that we've taken. Like we fucked up this town, so we should get fucked up.
I mean, you didn't fuck up this town.
Oh yeah, I did nothing wrong. I'm baby.
Same.
Yeah,
none of us. You don't get to be a part of that. Hold on a second.
You weren't here for it, but
I just want to make it very clear that I said I'd be okay leaving her alive, and then immediately after that, Raoul shot her through the eyeball. Like that was not on
this is true.
Yeah, that is
Raoul shot her through the head and then lit her dead body on fire with a Molotov cocktail as it fell out the window, passing many of her trusted students.
I like to imagine if we're watching it from the a camera behind the students who were all outside looking outside the window, that the body was falling, and then just as the body was falling past the window, it lit on fire.
Yeah, I hate to say that, like, as much as I wanted this to be dramatic, it was very much like it was dramatic, like up in the office, and then it immediately like switched into Parks and Rec style in my head when it was like.
That's everything I could have wanted. Yes.
So let's go save the world, y'all. Let's rock.
Which one? Which way are you picking?
I don't think doing the PR
gathering
stuff.
zone.
We're not doing them.
So you're gonna fix it here. Okay.
Yeah. Start.
So.
Yes. I'm going to be watching like a halfling, anything that happens, and I'm going to have my bow notched just at the ready, just like I did with the good old professor.
Yes.
Just like.
As they say, let's get it. So, I would give it a healthy 1 a.m. right now. As in the indulgence of being referential to my own other game, I had her arrive at midnight. Yes, LGBT. Let's get this spread. The gathering zone is, I dropped a hint about this a long time ago, and none of you took it. There is a paper mill in this town where one man who you never got to meet went to see if he could go kill a lot of zombies there because of the blades that turn the paper. And that is the area that you know to be like the exact site for gathering. As you approached kind of that part of town before, you could see that there was an uptick in both like undead and dead undead. Say that one 5 times fast. Yes, undead still walking and undead out for the count. It's been another day now, and yeah, I'm gonna not give you anything that you don't earn. So you get to the general area. It is somewhat like population dense in undead. What are you doing? I will say that between the book and like Cicely being present, you know most of like what the original plan like would have been. Yeah. It's a matter of if you'd like to stick to it or you have any other kind of agenda.
So we know theoretically what the plan is.
Like you know theoretically what it would have been to like undergo like the. I hesitate to call it a ritual, so I will call it a process because it's not like it doesn't involve any like gods or anything like that. Like what the process would have been to like harvest the arcane like substance like en masse. The stopping it is going to be a little bit more complex, and I will say there isn't necessarily anything you can do to get the people that have already like been turned or killed like their lives back.
They're
like
full of mushrooms.
That just doesn't happen. Yeah. But like you know what is in like an antidote. Like there's a recipe for personal antidote in this book in case anything was to happen to one of them. That you can like whip up in the labs. You can even, if you need students to help you, you can have students help you and bring with you to go upon the original plan. You would basically need to get this distributed like as quick as possible, and this is the place that you need to go to do that. Yeah.
Probably, I imagine we need resources or like there's some setup that needs to be done to do this process. So I think starting that is maybe what we want to do.
Yeah. So you have, presuming that you've had the antidote made, because I don't see why you wouldn't.
Yeah, if we had it, we would have made it.
Yeah. You're gonna need to get through like this big crowd of undead without like getting hurt or without getting deaded. I wonder what Google will say that I said there. And you're gonna need to find a way to diffuse this, because to stop the spreading of the thing, you need to stop people from having the thing. You are aided by the fact that there are people bringing refugees out of town. So like most of the people in town that are like still like alive and out of their homes are probably crickety crackety at this point.
So the concern, just to make things very clear, the
I got so
concern is
derailed.
that people are like, you guys killed Dr. Fitz, why should we try? Like, is that what we're concerned about?
No, I think what we're trying to do is
curing the
Zambos. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna do something bad.
Yeah, because I don't care.
I'm gonna make an analogy that I hate to make, but it's gonna make it real easy for everyone to understand.
Cool.
People get COVID because people who have COVID go out of their house and other people get COVID from them. If you magically got rid of all of the COVID and all of the people that had it out of their houses, no one else would get COVID because it would be gone.
Okay.
So is this antidote like an ingestion thing? Can we just like throw it on them and it'll like
this is something that you would ingest, but also could be absorbed through the skin as well. It could go either way.
So
I certainly have ideas, but I want you to come up with your own. Yeah.
So we're in a paper mill, right? Essentially, is there like a sprinkler system in this paper mill?
Oh yeah.
So, I mean, if we just corral them all in here, plump the antidote through the sprinkler system, trigger it, then it will make all of the crickety crackities wet.
Isn't the sprinkler system fueled by magic?
Well,
we don't have any of that.
We have plenty of that.
We have some of the magic bottles. We would just need enough to.
You see Raul like just nodding towards Sicily. Like,
Oh yeah, we have it.
Oh, we're having this conversation away from Sicily is what's happening. I get it.
I mean, Taha doesn't give a single shit if Sicily knows that they've got magic goo or not.
I think Raul does.
Yes. So to explain this to Dare, this is one of the many things that I changed about the plot mid-session because I thought it would be more fun the other way. So basically, like within the bodies, when they've been like mushroom zombie-ified, they're sort of like the way that like the like magic that's like left in their bodies that hasn't like escaped to the air has like kind of like gathered like a plaque. And they've been able to, in basically like autopsy bodies, like bottle some of it and create the ability to do very basic magic with small amounts. With a lot of it, like there are plenty of bodies here. I would let you make the sprinkler system work if you took some more time to maybe like go around the back of the building, get more stuff, try to rig it with like their power system. Like it could reasonably work.
And just to clarify, the antidote doesn't reverse zombies. It just makes new people immune to the zombie virus. Or how does that?
No, it reverses zombies.
Okay, so if we want to be this,
No,
that's not what I said.
It makes them not be able to pass it.
It stops it from being like contagious. Yeah.
It neutralizes the virus. I understand.
It will still be a room full of zombies that will probably want to kill us, but we can't get infected by them anymore.
I cannot confirm or deny whether they will still want to kill you.
They will still want to kill us, is what Max just said to me.
No, that is not. I said that I can't confirm or deny it.
Whatever the case, if we're gonna get more crickety crackety gunk, let's specifically get gunk from
already dead ones.
Already dead undead. As opposed to the undead.
Obviously.
Undead. Yeah.
I'm sorry, I didn't even realize that was a question.
No, yeah.
Well, no, I was going for whatever I found.
Okay. So we're going through more dead crickety crackities.
Oh, sorry, hold on. You meant like the ones that were already on the ground, unable to move, right? I was referring to the ones that used to be corpses and are now walking again, as opposed to the ones that used to be people.
That was only like that was almost like a red herring. That was only like a patient zero thing. Like pretty much everyone else like had to like be turned. It was just the use of recent corpses to create the madness in the first place.
Well, never mind. Then
let's go get a corpse. Like I said, no one is getting their life back. No person who is a walking zombie is going to magically like regain their consciousness and their blood flow and like their life.
Understood.
They're dead. They're dead already. They're called undead for a reason.
Does anyone have any problems with this plan? We gather them as much as we can of them in here, trigger the sprinkler system with the antidote in it, and then see if they're hostile? Or just leave them locked in the paper mill forever?
Do we know that we could trust her?
I mean, at this point, we don't.
I think we very explicitly cannot, no. But we should include her in most of our plans anyway.
But what I mean is, how do we know that this isn't the next step of her plan?
I mean, because it might be that also helps us. Like, I'm
You
not
have the book.
concerned
You can
about.
see what my plan is.
Yeah, like what,
She-
like loosely, like what the plan was is in the book, and like the fact that this is an anecdote is like in the book that came from Fitz, not her. So there is a
Right.
level of groundedness there.
Mhm.
As a player, I know this information,
Okay.
but nobody told Raul anything,
Mm-hmm.
and he didn't read the book, so he doesn't know what's happening.
Basically,
So-
like she said, she's a consultant. Now that this plan is going south, she has no reason to stick to it. So it's in her best interest to put everything back and parade around like she's saved the world. Or,
Hmm.
just disappear one day. She's pretty good at that too.
right.
I
Anyways,
think we remember that story differently, Curtis.
Sprinkler,
That second one actually hurt.
sprinkler system is
Mhm.
a go
Yeah.
plan.
Great. So are all the Max, correct me if I'm wrong. All the crickety crackities were theoretically heading here, right?
Yeah, it's like as they walk. Okay, I will, because
So-
you guys have like the book that explains things. I have no problem just like explaining
no,
things that.
like it's the gathering zone, and they're all sent to like go there.
Yeah, so basically they're like order of operate. Their PEMDAS
Yeah.
is like they're drawn to noise.
Mhm.
They basically want to like create as much of themselves as they can, and when there's nothing left for you to do, head here.
Okay. So theoretically,
see.
all of the crickety
It's like when the Cylons all go to the same room, and all along the Watchtower is playing, just like that.
So theoretically, all the crickety crackities except one are in this room.
Who is the one?
Alistair?
The
Oh,
brother.
yes, yeah. There is at least one.
There's at least one that is not in here.
That still remains,
Okay.
and that is in this city. There is, of course, at least in Registoy, but oh no, in like the 5 major cities of
Yeah.
Uvala, this was supposed to go down.
Yeah.
It went down in Registoy. It went down here, and where
Riverbank
Sicily had come from, one of the other cities, it's also happened. So you have at least 2 other places to tackle after this in the long run.
Okay.
For season 2.
I know you guys keep saying that. I feel
It's a threat.
maybe we gotta
Listen,
see.
I'm just desperate to continue derailing your campaigns. Okay,
I think that if we did a season 2, it'd be more fun to do it in like an older age where everybody had magic.
Okay, but Cicely has to be a character. Maybe.
Yeah.
What do you mean? Sicily is 1,000 years old. She can be in it.
Incredible. Incredible.
We're gonna activate
That
the
was Flash
sprint
J.
bot.
But
I want
on.
songbirds and snakes.
Everybody
prepared for
else is going to
this.
turn on the sprinkler system, and I'm just going to be grumpy by the door.
I hated the end of that book. I hated it. You're okay. So we're harvesting more.
We're harvesting enough goo to run the sprinkler system,
Mhm.
whatever that entails.
Okay. I need somebody harvesting, no problem. You can go around the outskirts of the building. Aishok is basically a ghost town. And you have time.
Mhm.
Yeah, you can go through, harvest, work together. That's fine. What I do need is whoever is going to try to rig the like the mechanical aspects. Yeah, I need intelligence.
I don't know if the reason why I'm volunteering myself is because I have magic training, which says I'm trained in the basics of magic, including the operation of magic, artifacts, and ciphers.
Oh,
I don't know if that
okay.
helps.
no, that's pretty good. I was going to make this a difficulty level 6, but I will make the roll level 5.
Here we
To
go.
get this to
15, baby. Come on. Okay. Sorry, it's just I haven't been rolling very well.
I've never rolled well.
16 plus 1.
Oh, hell yeah. You don't even need to use any points.
Oh yeah, I just remembered that I don't think anybody has used a single cipher. so far.
No one has used
It's the name of the
Decipher.
system,
And
we
it's
have
not
used this
for my
primary
lack of
mechanic.
trying,
I'm
not for
holding
my
on
lack
to
of.
it until we fight the
That's
final
not the
boss.
point.
You should never give us finite resources.
But like literally like every other episode, I'm like, you guys are supposed to use the ciphers, right? Like it says in the book that you're supposed to use the ciphers, and then you
Max.
get more.
Can we say that instead of using the mushroom gunk to make coffee that one time, I used my cipher to make coffee that one time?
Fine, you get one vial back.
Valid.
Thank you. Anyway,
Can one of my ciphers be a bottle of Sicily's old perfume?
Wish granted, but like that's weird.
I'll just as they're like working on things, I'll go, hey Dust, you never came back. You forgot this one. I smell that you still wear it when you got close, so no reason for me to keep it.
Sorry, Tom.
I'm so sorry. Polyamory can be really healthy and like good.
That's true. I've heard.
Oh, is that what you think is okay? What?
Yeah,
all right.
You and Curtis, you're always talking to each other. It's
what coworkers, what
and
friends.
Like, you're sometimes talking to each other really secretly.
Speak to each other.
Like,
yeah.
Yeah, we were talking about, how people lost all the magic and it. Okay. I'm going to go.
Sure.
I'm gonna go over there. I walk away.
Oh, okay. See, Raul, I think she's really upset. We should give her space.
You shouldn't have brought it up now. I mean, that's gonna. I mean, if I had been heartbroken right now, I wouldn't want to talk about it either. So I understand the pain.
Oh, yeah, you do, don't you? I've never dated anyone. I'm a mouse. I'm a solo
That's okay.
mouse.
It is not fun. It is not fun. Trust me.
Someone else also clip. I haven't.
Yo. Oh, good lord.
I knew that I wasn't going to make it through this episode.
I think Cicely pointedly takes. It's like, you've held on to this all this time.
It hasn't been like super long.
You still held on to it. Do you want to talk about that, or?
And you'll see Curtis go from being kind of like nervous, jittery kind to just going like a little cold. Going, I mean, I don't know if you don't remember, but I wasn't really the one who left here. So
you're right. And maybe things were done improperly. But I will say it has been a little fun reminiscing. And pointedly puts glasses back on so you cannot see her eyes. It is good seeing you again.
I'm glad you're all right.
Same. So
then go back to the.
You're gonna make sure your friends don't when we finish this, right?
I'll try my best. Those two. I'm more concerned about you killing one of them, to be entirely honest. But
I can understand when I've lost for now. After this is all done, I've grown a little.
You weren't kidding.
I've had time to think, a lot of time to think. And after this is all said and done, I'll be drifting, wandering again, and maybe, just maybe, I'll run into you one more time. Who knows?
So as this happens, we watch Gale with like every glass bottle in the city of Aishok filled haphazardly with magical goop. Like standing in front of a like power grid of sorts. Very little experience in particular. Trying to figure out how to make it work on a substance that it's not supposed to work.
Magic
And
on the like switchboard.
Exactly what happens is like you try a few things, you're like, I don't really know what I'm doing. And then kind of like in this like moment of stress, you have a flashback, not a bad flashback. You know, you recall a memory from your childhood when you were but a baby mouse. In your home, when the power went out in a less dramatic way, when the power was just out because, you know, the generators in your town were interrupted, things got jostled around too much. And you remember your dad kind of making you hold the flashlight to show you that this is how you fix the grid if things ever get out of place. And it isn't exactly like what he did because it's not structured exactly the same, but like it's kind of like the things move, like the math moves in front of your eyes, and you're like, wait, I've always known how to do this, actually. And you kind of like concentrate this like yellow sparkling paste kind of into a sort of like a tank, and you reattach like the wires into different places that are pseudo labeled like what they're supposed to be. And above all of you, likely like mid conversation between Cicely and Curtis, and Raul and Taha respectively, the light flickers a few times and turns on.
Oh, okay. It looks like we've got some energy up in here. I think I figured it out.
You have power in the building. Yeah. It's the fun dramatic, you know, like when they turn the lights on in a warehouse in like a TV show and it goes like
have we found where to dump the antidote into the sprinkler? Like how we found the plumbing system or whatever it is to like put that in there?
That's almost just a matter of like following pipes. You can unscrew one and like lace the water supply with it.
Okay.
That it'll be a little messy, but that I don't think is like a 14-year-old in an escape room could figure that out. Like you've got it.
Don't underestimate me.
That's very specific.
Don't talk to me about escape rooms, please.
It's because Becca loves escape rooms, and I actually think that a 14-year-old in an escape room could figure that puzzle out.
Yeah, unscrew a pipe for like anyone loves to destroy things in a room. But yeah, I'll dump the
disrespect your surroundings.
Yeah. I will dump the whatever it is. I want to call it goop because I want to call everything goop. I assume it's a potion-y, goopy thing. And am I near like a sprinkler? Are these like the mercury sprinklers where like if I hold like a flame up to it or if I like bonk it right, it'll like shatter? Or is it like, do I have to produce smoke of some variety?
So I believe that there would be a way to trigger them to like test that the system is working.
Okay.
Somewhere like in the controls, but you can if you want to like light some newspaper on fire and hold it up to the smoke alarm, either will do.
That's probably easiest.
Throw a Molotov down at the crickety crackities.
No.
What?
Frag out!
It's just.
Are you really doing that?
Actually, you know how we're gonna start. No. Okay, so Becca and Joel, close your eyes.
Okay.
Throw out rock, paper, or scissors. Okay.
Oh,
ready?
Man.
I don't
rock,
like this.
Paper, scissors, shoot. Go again. You're the same.
Okay.
Rock, beat, scissors.
Rock, paper, scissors. You know what?
Oh
I'm
my
tired
God.
of this. I'm tired. You keep thinking the same
Paper,
thing.
I don't know.
I wanted to have a creative solution because I don't know who realistically would be able to get to what they're doing first.
Just make us roll dice like normal TTRPG people. Come on.
TTRPG where it's
Well,
only
I
rock,
already
paper,
got
scissors.
I already
Go.
got fired, so I figured maybe I would try something new. I suppose you can roll dice. I suppose you can roll off. We don't have fun.
Are we? Is it like a straight roll off, or are we rolling like?
I would say
Don't
it's
say
a
rolling
speed.
speed.
Don't say
It would-
speed. Don't say speed.
Okay, I'm gonna make it a straight roll only because I feel like it would be different for both of you because you're trying to figure out how to make the alarms go off, which is intelligence based, and Raoul is not doing something intelligence based. So just make it a straight roll.
I think it's pretty intelligent.
Yes, a disclaimer: I was not actually fired.
12.
This was just a joke. I put a copy pasta in the Zoom chat, and it was funny, and I do stand by it. What did you roll, Becca?
I rolled a 12.
I got a fucking 4.
All right, so just as you find.
Can I give points to Becca?
We're not doing points. It was just a flat roll. If it was intellect, I'd dump all 18 of my fucking
I mean,
intellect
I
into
will-
it. I don't give a
if it was
fuck.
speed,
Shit.
I would still pump out my points into because I have a lot
Oh
of points
my
in speed,
gosh.
so I would have won. What's the problem? I'm gonna torch the whole building. Got a problem?
Somebody
Yes,
wasn't
I got a
banned.
lot of problems with that.
Max is conducting us into arrest. So let's
Thank
just-
you. I will say I will not allow you to add points, but if you want to have Gale like aid Taha's task, I will let you roll a d20 also, and if you can beat Raoul's 12, you can make it happen.
I just think it makes sense that I would be working with Taha to try and figure out.
Plot twist
It's
before either
Shide
of us.
solidarity. I understand.
Before either of us do anything, the other two in the group actually just did it.
After this stream, I'm gonna get into meditation.
I rolled a 13, which is
No.
just not enough, right? Or did you roll a 12?
I rolled a 12.
12.
You beat me by 1.
Let's
Yeah, it's
go.
like
I've actually been
everybody,
rolling
like
good.
everybody has lighters out. It's like a concert. It's like a concert in here. And
The
like
Creedy
just as
Crackers are
Raoul is like,
moshing down there.
yeah,
Can
just as
I-
like Raoul is like getting like the Molotov cocktail ready, you're like holding like a magazine up to the smoke detector.
Can I actually
and
say it's like a cigar? It's the leftover. of the
that's
cigar.
hilarious. You're like Taha's like, I need to find something to light, and you're like, oh, I got it.
I picked Gale up to hold.
What's
I
gonna work?
breathe it in and then I just blow the smoke up to the detector.
Once it starts
Okay.
raining in here, I'm just gonna chug my Molotov.
Yeah, that's not gonna light. But you begin to distribute the antidote via water. It's a strange thing. Like you're all like in a back room, like where like the like electric panels, the wiring is. So you're not in the main room of the paper mill. But there is like a sort of there's like a restlessness in the eyes of the undead that like they like had purpose to come here that was not quite fulfilled because Fitz died. And the sort of like unease that comes with like in like older like religions and cultures like not being put through your funeral rites, it kind of like disappears from them. Like there's no like rush and like unnecessary movement in them anymore. They like kind of truly cease to like need to do anything when the antidote is distributed. They are, they're standing, but they are still after it like rains down for a while and like begins to seep in.
I'm gonna turn to Cicely and just go, all right, time to test it out. Go ahead.
I just don't like that I smell like goo now. I imagine I got rained on. That can't smell good.
I mean, it is magic, so maybe it doesn't smell bad.
No, it smells horrible.
I imagine it to always be a little cinnamony. But-
Oh.
Smells like it's just
Smells
fireball.
like citrus.
That's my favorite fake word, cinnamony.
Cinnamon is a good.
It's
good
fun to
word.
say.
You should make it a real word.
If Shakespeare can do it, why can't I?
If Dr.
Yeah.
Seuss can do it, why can't you?
Yeah. People did
That's
it all the
true.
time. Do it all the time. It's like it's a
That's
thing
true.
that happens.
Okay,
All words are made up.
we're getting off course. We're so close.
Oh
to
yeah,
this.
I was telling Cicely to go downstairs and interact with the crickety crackities and see if it worked.
Do you trust them? Do you trust me? What if they're under my control? I say deeply, ironically, sardonically, and then step downstairs.
Did she
Okay.
die?
You know, I think I'd like her attitude if she wasn't evil.
Unpack that, bestie.
What about women's wrongs? You can't support women's rights without women's wrongs.
Listen, I'm not gonna say anything in character, but Joel agrees with Kale. Joel would totally let this evil person be evil. That's okay.
I said,
is wrong with
if she
y'all?
wasn't evil. If it was like
I have
attitude for
mental
good.
problems.
Downstairs, is there anything that is
Downstairs.
threatening?
Oh, yeah. Back down in the general population. No, you can kind of like walk. You can walk through the crowd, like. Have you ever been? Now, I don't know if anyone in the audience has not watched this before, but I love making weird analogies to make things make sense. So
Are
you know,
talking
like
about
when
C Nation.
you know, like when the carnival like comes into town and they have like those like adventure things that you can go through, and you know how it has like the weird like blocks that you
Yes.
like go through. It's basically like that, but with people. Like they aren't gonna stop you, but they're not gonna move. You can push through. None of them are like attempting to make eye contact or anything like that. None of them are attacking you.
I will be following Cicely about 5 feet or 10 feet behind.
Okay.
like
I
that.
mean,
I
if your
like
goal
that.
was just to come down here and check what was going on, you've checked.
Cool. I'm just not giving her a chance to run.
I see.
I don't like how close you are to. I need a third person down here. I don't feel safe around.
I was
Raoul.
gonna go down there.
I followed because it's now my job to make sure Raoul doesn't kill anyone.
Everybody 5
else that
feet
we
apart.
need.
Oh, I was just gonna go
Sounds
try.
like
Social
Okay.
distancing.
I'm gonna poke one of the crickety crackities in their face. Hello? Down here. Okay.
Not really
Nothing.
responsive, but they won't kill you. It's pretty.
This is a factory
Fine.
restart of people.
Mm.
Mm.
I don't know if this is I don't know how I feel. What should we do with them? It's we don't if there's I don't
Molotov.
I don't
No.
think that. I don't think
you know what?
that the
think-
4 of us need to solve every single problem. We're kind of already going around putting the brakes on the apocalypse. And
Yep.
to be honest, I'm tired and I miss my fucking dog. So, how about we just finish up here? And I mean, the students were already self regulating before we got here. Let someone who's getting paid worry about this shit.
Mhm.
Do I know
Okay.
this dog? Is my question.
Yes, oh, absolutely. It's a dog named Ace. It's an all black Dachshund.
Oh,
That's a
how
good
is Ace
name.
doing?
He's all right. He's still not. You don't. What?
Give him
Curtis,
some
stop
love for
talking.
me.
Curtis, stop talking.
I do think we should pass the antidote along to the students just in case of any more arrivals of that. I know they probably don't necessarily like us at the moment, but hopefully that will at least ease tensions slightly. Or we could just like slide it under their door awkwardly and
Maybe
leave.
like tape it to the door with a note. That's a good idea. I like
Um,
that idea.
Yeah.
I should say
Gale.
something like, "Sorry, we killed your teacher.
I'm not
here's
going to
an
write that.
antidote for-"
I'm not
Oh,
going to tell them that.
but
Here's the antidote.
you sure?
It, eat it, drink it, put it in a stew, throw it on them. Hope this helps. XOXO.
P.S.
Gossip
Sorry for
girl.
killing your teacher.
Nope.
Gossip girl.
Oh, please put Gossip Girl at the
Gossip
end.
I just sign it A.
Gale.
Right.
Oh, no.
Pretty Little Liars.
That's
Uh,
horrible. Why would you do that? That's gonna finish scarring them for life.
Gale. And there were none of the transporter zombie crickety crackies back toward your temple and your folks, were there? You didn't, Gale? Isn't the first you heard about most of these creatures when you met up with us?
Yeah, well, I mean, I was in the temple and there was stuff going on outside, but I was mostly focusing on the people within. So,
Yeah, I mean the temple that y'all met Gale in was in the capital where you were
Right.
to begin with. So like you guys haven't been there, you don't know exactly what's going on up there at the moment, but it wasn't great when you left. Yeah.
Well then, if we can get this all finished up and handled, I guess we're on to Registoy.
Yeah. If we can find the guard along the way and inform them of the news as such as well.
maybe get our mount back.
Ideally, since
That's a
we're
good idea.
out of goo and we would have to walk otherwise.
You're muted, Dare.
I realize it's so fast. I'm so mad at myself. Do you want to leave a copy of the antidote here, just in case, or are we going to be the arbiters of that as well?
I believe we're leaving it with the students, yes, over at the university.
We'll stick some with the
Yeah, they're
note,
gonna put like a copy, like this is how you make it.
Yeah. I mean, we could also just like post it on the paper mill if we really want to. Oh, let's leave a note. Full of. Do I write crickety crackities? Will they understand that?
I think we have
They
to
heard
say
you
them.
say it,
Okay.
so
Yeah,
Sure.
full of crickety crackities, but they're not. They're not.
Non-infectious.
They won't attack.
neutralized.
They're cured, but still. XOXO Gossip Girl.
Sorry, we killed your teacher.
No.
Okay. That's like on a separate note,
It's just a sticky note.
written in blood.
It's just really horribly written, almost like clippings from a newspaper. It's just sorry I killed your teacher stuck underneath that
We're-
one.
We're sorry, we
P.S.
killed your teacher. She was evil.
Yes, teacher was evil, killed her, and set her on fire. Second part wasn't exactly necessary. Sorry about that.
As you
XOXO.
are as you are kind of like in like, you know, off to the side at the mill, trying to figure out like what you're going to write on this note and what you are going to do. You hear for the first time, like in like the general town, in like the last few days, that there's noise of like people again. If you look outside, you can see that in this like general area, the lights are on in a few houses. Like as the undead kind of like have lost their like drive that was programmed into them, for lack of a better term, their magic has begun to like seep back out into the air, like towards its proper place. There's no like strand of DNA helix like holding it back now. So like it's a slow process. It's like one building at a time. But you can see like a light turn on in a window here or a porch there, and the celebrations and like disbelief of people that are still alive in those buildings is louder. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, you got it, Taha.
Oh. Neat.
at least we know it's working.
You as well, Gil. It's working for you here. It's weak. It's not what you're used to, but like it works.
Can I please prestidigitate my fucking glasses?
Yeah,
Thank
that's
the
an easy one.
fucking- I got splattered in like the first 5 seconds of all of this.
You couldn't like put some water on them?
Have you tried to clean that shit off of your glasses?
I mean, no.
It smears. Also, we've been a little preoccupied, so I just stopped wearing them.
All right. Let's get to work, I guess.
I think that now is a good time to maybe transition into an epilogue state of mind. My question to you all is, are you all interested in meeting again for a one shot to try to play out killing the mage, in which I will not explain it now? Or I can very lightly gloss over it and maybe we can arrange that
I will always say yes to playing in a game run by you. So
also true. You have also tried to get us to do combat so many times. And
That's
we have
true.
taken it from you so many times.
Let it be known to every viewer and to Nikki that on 3 separate episode occasions, I forced my hand and they still found a way to not fight.
It's so weird. Like in any other game, I'm like ready to fight. But I think because this is the apocalypse, there's something about it being the apocalypse. I don't know. But I would love to come back and actually try the battle mechanics of the Cypher system.
Okay, so if not to kill the mage, then perhaps for something else we can return to Cypher and maybe play it the way that you are supposed to.
Maybe after we kill the mage, we start hunting down Sicily. You don't know.
Ooh.
Yeah. Okay, so let's do it like this. Cicely, are you going to stick to your word and follow through if they go to kill the mage of agriculture?
Yeah. I look, as long as they don't murder me after, I'm fine. It'd be real villainous to murder me after I've helped you save the world. You wouldn't want to do that, Raul, would you?
No, you're asking the wrong person.
Oh, I don't know that you won't betray us, and you don't know that I won't stab you in the back. This is how this alliance works.
We are built on mutually assured destruction.
Yeah.
So you leave your notes for the students.
All 3 of them.
You leave before the consequences of that can hit. Whatever happened to Win and Alistair is unknown. And that is a very dangerous thing. Are you going to tell anybody that they're out there?
I think we should probably put that in the note.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
fourth note also.
Can we
PPS
question?
Mm-hmm.
So we have like minimal access to magic right now, yes?
Yeah, it's like when the battery's dying on the remote, you got to bang it on the table a few times to make it work. Yeah.
Can I like try to do like a locate person?
Crickety crackety.
Ooh, that I feel like that's a little bit
hard. Yeah,
that's a little bit hard. You guys do have technically still have like concentrated magic, which is what I should have been calling it this whole time.
Gunk. Gunk.
I come up with the good terms far too late. You guys do have concentrated magic if you want to burn it, attempting to do that.
Yeah.
If anything, you could enhance my tracking abilities, and I can fucking go on a hunt.
No, I think either way.
Yeah. If I could do like, if I could do like the equivalent of a sending spell to whatever which one was the alive one? Was that
Wynn is the alive one,
Wynn.
Alistair is the dead one.
Yeah. Like
At
just
least last time you saw them.
it's just like a can I do a sending?
Yeah, that one's simple enough. Yeah.
I mean, I'll burn a gunk to do it if I gotta.
You can. I feel like a sending is basically sending someone a magical text.
Yeah, I'm sending a text.
Yeah.
We found the cure. The recipe for it is at the college. It won't cure it, but it won't spread more.
I'm sorry we killed your teacher.
Girl.
I should have named the episode "We're Sorry We Killed Your Teacher." Is this when you use this kind of magic historically? Is this the kind of thing that allows someone to respond?
If we were talking in D&D terms, yes.
I am asking for like your character in this.
For Taha, yeah,
for Taha.
I would say that yes, I would have had it so that I would get a response. Yes.
It's almost like when someone's on the other line of the phone and they're not saying anything, but like you can hear kind of like the static of like someone being there. Mm-hmm. You have that feeling in your head for a long time, and it's unsettling that there's someone just like waiting on what to say. And what this essentially is a man who hasn't slept in about 3 days, a wink, and has experienced unspeakable terror. That I without physically seeing him, I cannot. Without y'all physically seeing him, I will not fully describe. Yeah. But he is sentient because he answers, mm-hmm. and he just says, "Send them to me." And he will like say out like the address of like where he is.
Mm-hmm. Fifth note.
No more notes.
Send an antidote to this person's house. Here's the address.
I mean, you don't necessarily have to send the students. Like any sentient person in town will probably do at one point or another.
If we can find like the guards or like while we're trying to get our
I mean there is like a like there's an encampment like outside of like the town walls that like the town guard has been like building of sentient people who have managed to get out.
Yeah. So tell them the address, be like bring an antidote. There's one of them at least there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Survivor.
Yes. On your way out, in I guess relaying this information to the town guard, the same people that know that you basically provided them with food to keep everybody alive until they could get on their feet. Mm-hmm. The four of you will be invited back to receive the keys to the city when this is over. Having both delivered an antidote recipe and secured food for at least 100, if not more, citizens to survive. But yes, you safely make it out of Aishak. You can have Lilac back. She is a good girl. And Lilac is like the giant kiwi bird that is the mount for this party that they got from the stables in Registoy. And you can take her back up to the city where you can find the mage and take them on. And that, in the end of things, like I said, isn't difficult. because if my best friend showed up here, I would never expect him to kill me. So though you all may be dubious in your initial reactions, the mages and anyone up there has no idea what you've done, what you've been through in the last few days in trying to stop this. So putting the mage down is easy. The aftermath is harder. And I believe that is the end of Dead or Alive. Congratulations on all being the alive half.
Yeah.
Hey, we did
Yay!
Clapper.
We did the
Good
thing.
stuff.
Hey, Max.
Okay.
Hell
will
yeah.
survive.
Yes.
That was a lot of fun.
Okay, I'm
It
glad that you
was.
guys
Incredibly
had fun.
Favorite
Yeah.
moment with our outro?
I will before we do outros, I will explain, as I think I've said many times, but
Smurfs.
I had the idea for this stream originally when I was playing Tiny Tina's Wonderlands, and I passed out of like exhaustion and took a nap, and I had this campaign happened in my mind during like a nap, like an exhaustion nap dream. And it is like equal parts Wonderlands, the Smurfs, and like a few other things. As I've told them, this documentary that my dad watched about mushrooms that I never watched, but he made me like listen to it. And also the ideas of Omni or Chris, who you might have seen on Morning Ritual at Gen Con, because my king on streams now. As a combination of many of those things, I am shocked that I ever pulled it together. I made a world that I like very much. If you happen to be a fan of Myst, I really think that I'm the only one around here, but you might recognize the hints in the names of the cities. Those are like words in Denis, at least half of them. And they're very blunt. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for coming. Now you're going to hear the plugs for my lovely players and also this channel. And I actually know the order that I did it in, I think. So Layla, go ahead. What you got going on?
Hi. Once again, I'm Layla. You can find me on Twitter. I'm sure that my @ is in the Nightbot. This is kind of the thing I've been doing. I'm willing to do other things. Feel free to let me know if you'd like me to do other things. That's kind of all there is for me.
Wonderful. Incredible. D. I think I could recite this, but you do it.
Is it my turn already? You're not going to be able to recite this, my love. I have been D for now. I've also been Curtis. Curtis was fun. This game was fun. That was so great. But instead of doing an outro, I got to do something a little less fun. And in this case, I'm talking to you, $1 Million Man. Because in WrestleTopia, me and you are going to have the biggest match of your career. Because everything that you stand for is on the line. Namely, the TTRPG Universal Championship that I have. And it can be yours again. All you have to do to get it is go through me and my partner. See, my partner and I, we don't forget. And we remember all the times you made people grovel for your money. These were people far less fortunate than you, people that could have used your money for essentials. And what did you do but make fun of them? You humbled them and humiliated them. Well, now it's my turn. And this time, you will be the one that is humbled. You will be the one that is humiliated. And you will be the one that grovels for money. I mean, how appropriate that the money and the championship you grovel for will be your own. And you'll lay there, a victim of your own greed, wallowing in the muck of avarice. You should follow me on Twitter to see if you can book a ticket to WrestleTopia. @It'sTheRiddler. Thank you.
I think we should all take a moment. Okay. Joel, go ahead. Plug stuff now.
Are you fucking serious? You're making me follow that
I'm sorry.
masterpiece?
You want me to? I could make
No, it's fine. It's
somebody
fine. Listen, just do whatever D asks you to do. That's. I'm Joel. Hi, I'm on Twitter now. I was also here, but I am no longer gonna be here. I think I have a session 1 tomorrow for Wonder House campaign over in Chaotic Wonderful. Are gonna be playing the trans bat, a little trans bat called Ella, which is short for murciélago, which is the Spanish word for bat, because I thought that was really cute.
Ella.
Yes, she's a moth tender because I like insects and I take any opportunity to link my character to moths or insects in general. That's literally all I have these days. That's all. Hi, hello.
And Becca.
Hello, I'm Becca. You can find me any place that I am worth finding as Cool Armadillo, either with a 0 as the final O or not. Really depends on a case-by-case basis. As for where you can find me on Saturdays, typically you can find me in 2 different places. For my podcast that's not happening this week, you can go to any of your favorite podcasting streaming apps to find Unlikely Adventurers, where me and my co-host Macy theoretically make D&D characters, but mostly just flirt. And also on Saturdays at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 4 p.m. Pacific, you can find me for Shadows of Sharn, where I play, what's his voice? Galen Lo Morales. It's that one. Who is a detective in the big city of Sharn in Eberron. And if you want to find me do other stuff, you can just go to my website, which is becca-morgan.com.
And our lovely and incredibly talented guest, Dare, who does everything all the time.
Hi. Once again, before I even get started, I just want to say thank you to Max for having me. This was delightful and a wonderful surprise. So thank you. I'm glad you wanted me to be mean to people. I can sometimes do that as someone who's never been mean or caused a problem once in my life. But anyway, the lying's done. Hi, I'm Dare. My pronouns are she, they, and Faye. You can catch me on all parts of the interwebs over at Dare to Dream RPG. That is DARE, the number 2, DREAM RPG. You can find me on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, Tumblr on occasion. It's fun over there. It's chill mostly, where I'm just yelling and posting too many selfies. In terms of shows, if you like D&D, but namely, if you like D&D that is all trans, POC led, taking place in a world that is non-Orientalist, non-colonialist, I recommend checking out Transplanar RPG, where I play the lovely monk Gentle. I'm just nice there. It's the exact opposite of the energy I provided tonight. I'm just kind. It's weird. If you like to see me be a hot mess, I recommend staying around on the internet tonight at about, I want to say 9:30 my time, so about an hour and a half. Check out Tabletop Titties. It is a show full of people marginalized genders where I'm playing Vampire the Masquerade, and I'm going to be shocking to nobody who's ever met me at all, a Toreador, where I just flirt and cause too many problems. Once again, that's rare. I never do that. And just for like last little shout out to myself, I guess, is I got nominated for the New Jersey Web Fest this year for performance in a actual play. And that's wild to me. So I just want to say, just keep your eye on that, because that's wild to me. And thank you for everybody just for being around. But yes, I'm done.
Here on TTRPG, before I forget, we have Avatar Reclamations on Saturday. It is at 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern. It has a wonderful cast, wonderful art, etc., etc. You should check it out. I am Max. You can find me anywhere that I want you to find me on the internet at Arcane Goth. My TikTok is now at Arcane Goth Revival because TikTok age banned me for being 22. I have some stuff coming up on this channel, perhaps with one of these people or two of these people. And further down the line, maybe more things still in the work. I'm always interested in running games for new folks and for old folks. I have games in mind for Mothership, for all kinds of things. I am ready. All you must do is call upon me. With that being said, thank you for coming, and I hope you enjoyed my chaotic and constantly derailed story, told with me by my lovely players, facilitated by Nikki and also Dan and also Amanda on tech on occasion. And I hope everybody has a good good night.
Did we
Good
say
night.
Michael? Michael ran tech once, right? Or is that a different thing? That's a different thing.
That's
Never
definitely a
mind.
different thing.
I'm incorrect.